Hello friends, welcome back to our channel, Your Next Officer. We are back with our initiative of discussion, daily one sociology question, and I will provide you a model answer. So do subscribe our channel guys, like, share with your friends. So for model answer, join our Telegram channel. So coming back to our question, so today is the 7th day and we are discussing this question. So we have to understand, before answering, we have to understand what is the demand of the question. Once we understand the demand of the question, it is easy for us to write a quality answer and fetch good marks, right? This is our objective. Okay, so sociology without history is rootless, and history without sociology is fruitless. So here it is sociology. If this sociology is not linked with the history, right, it means from its roots, right, it is rootless, right? And if the sociology is not linked with the, if the history is not linked with the sociology, it is a fruitless. It will not give any fruit. What does it mean by? See, we have to establish a kind of a relationship with the sociology and history, right? We have to tell in this answer, we have to write down why sociology is important. When we understand sociology is what? Sociology is the study of society, right? Study of society, right? And if we study the society, it is very important to understand the history. For example, if we want to study the India's system of, if we want to study the present status of women, right? So we have to understand, we have to know, we should know actually, if we want to study the status of women, present status, we have to understand the status of the women past, right? At the time of Rig Veda, post Veda, Veda, medieval history, modern history, right? And before that, our ritual, what we call our scriptures, right? We have to understand the role of the women, how women contributed to the progress of the society, right? So we have to what? Studying about the women is important, right? It is a present context. It is all about the sociology, work of sociology. But sociology, if the sociologist is not able to link that present society, understanding present society in the context of past, the whole sociology understanding of the society would be fail, right? So coming back to our question, so here it is. Okay, we'll start with the introduction, right? Introduction part. So understanding the introduction, see, everything is given in the model answer, but my objective here is to make you understand how to write the answer, to make you understand how to comprehend the things, right? Even if you don't understand, if you have not read about the unit 1, with our 7 days discussion, we have discussed it a lot in a brief and in a comprehensive manner, so you'll be able to understand what is all about the unit 1, right? So moving on to our first introduction, so we have to start with the G.H. Howard, right? He has given the definition, we have to study that. So according to his definition, what he is telling, that is history is a microscope of past, right? It is a microscope of past. With the help of the history, we'll able to study the past very microscope, at a microscope level, right? And horoscope of present, that is history is a horoscope of present. It predicts, right? Horoscope is what? It predicts present, right? On the basis of what? On the basis of past. And it is a telescope of what? Futuristic approach of what? Society, right? So what G.H. Howard was saying, the history is a microscope of past, horoscope of present, and telescope of future. So everything here it is given. Yes, this is the definition that you have to read, right? You can write it, these are the model answer, you can directly write in your exam, right? Okay, moving on to next part, the body part, the sociology. See, we have given the definition of definition in the form of, or in the words of, not in the form of, but in the words of G.H. Howard. Now we'll continuing this series of body part, right? So sociology is the youngest discipline, right? You can write it, and derive its information, data, method to study the society through the various disciplines like history. See, we have to link, means it is not like that we have to write the definition of a sociology, what we have written in our modernity, in the modernity chapter, right? So you can see with our discussion as well that everything is so different. So here we have means describe sociology in terms of, in the context of history, right? So sociology is what? Derive information. Sociology takes information from the data, facts, right? Data, facts, and methods. Different methods is used to study to study this society, right? And I'm taking one case study which is written here. So case study is what? Right? It is a case study which is written here. That is in order to study the impact of liberty, equality, fraternity. See, we are practicing at present, our constitution itself is having what? Liberty, equality, fraternity. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. This is the present status, right? Agreed? From where we have taken it? From our past, that is from our history. History of what? French Revolution, right? So this is the way to link the history with the present society, right? And what we are getting, it is the present society, and with the help of which we are able to predict our future society, right? That our society is democratic, right? Present society, come to the present society, it is a democratic. We have the freedom of expression, and right to speech, freedom of speech, expression, belief, faith, and worship. This all comes from these values, right? So here it is, the present society is linked with the history. And definitely, if the society is like at present we are having a democratic republic society or country, definitely we are going to, at the next next decade, year, century, we're going to progress it, right? So this is what we are saying. Next is the history gives secondary source. Continuing our body part, history gives a secondary source. So this is a history, right? This is our history, and this history gives us information, data, information plus data, right? Data. For what? For sociology, for society to study, right? And gives us secondary information, right? Secondary is what? We are not able to fetch the information on the first hand information is impossible, right? So what we are taking, we are studying the scriptures, right? And other different parts. Next, like scriptures, magazine, newspaper. For example, I am taking one example. If we want to study about the present society, the poverty, right, among the farmers, right? So if we take this, we can say the colonization is one of the responsible factor of it, right? Colonization, right? And with the how we'll able to study that colonization, we can study the colonial practices through the books, and these through the books, newspaper, pamphlets, right? And these were what? These were the secondary sources, right? Getting my point? Okay. Next, here it is, example is written in the model answer, the caste system. In order to study the caste rigidity in the society, we practice endogamy, especially Brahmins or other caste as well, practice endogamy, right? And this endogamy is a practice followed where? In our Rigvedic society, right? So it is what? It is our history, right? And with the help of the history, we are predicting the present sociology, present society, right? Okay. So next paragraph of our discussion of our answer is the history facilitates sociology to establish a better linkage. See, this is the history, right? This is the history. This is history, and it establishes a better linkage with the sociology, with the present society, right? And study of the society is called as a history, is called as a sociology, right? So it is written here, sociology facilitates, enable us to study and to study society and help us for the better linkage. So study cause and effect relationship between two society, present, complex, primitive, simple, right? So this is the body part is fine, and everything is written in the model answer, and I had already explained you. Now moving on to the conclusion part. See, this is a 10 marker question, so we have to write it accordingly. We don't have the full answer copy to answer this question only. So the discussion is basically focusing on the writing answer, right? Now moving on to the conclusion part. What it is: studying present society without understanding historical interpretation is rootless, right? If we are studying the society of present, if we are not understanding the what is the history is all about, means our see, every country, every religion, every region, every area, or every community has different history, right? If we are not able to study their history, how we will able to predict their society, right? So every society has a different history, and according to that we have to study that, right? According to our history we have to study that, right? Study the society and predict our nature, our society of present society, right? Now moving on to next part, that is okay. Next, studying historical fact. We have to study the historical facts without understanding social dimension is fruitless. So this conclusion, when you read the conclusion, you'll able to understand how strategically that conclusion is framed, right? Which only and only cater the present question, and it is very important, right? You have to cater. It's not like that you know everything or I know everything. It's like how you write it, that particular question, how you address that particular question is important, right? So here it is. Okay, now moving on to next part, that is this is the last line. See, coordination and the correlation between, so this is the history and this is the present society. This is history is what? It's also a historical society, right? This is also a society, right? And here present society and the past society, right? It is a linkage between past and present. So the coordination correlation between history and sociology leads to the better understanding of society. See, if we want to link our sociology, it would be better. Every time in our discussion from today onwards, we'll incorporate the present context, how to incorporate the present context, like how, if we study the present society, if we study the past society, the past that is a historical society, how we'll able to predict. See, if we understand how a particular tribal group reacting or acting on what is their history, right, their historical background, will able to this is helpful for the government to take the initiative, right, for their welfare, right? So this is like this. So I'm done with today's discussion. So let me know, guys, how you like it, and what all improvement you would like me to incorporate, and how we can progress this discussion, how I need your suggestions and your help in the what I want to, that we both learn, right, through this initiative of discussion. So we both learn and grow together, right, in writing the mains answer. This is my objective. So thank you, guys. Do subscribe our channel, like, share with your friends, and for the model answer, join our Telegram channel, and description of the Telegram, the link of the link of the Telegram channel is in our discussion box, description box, right? Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you for the discussion. Thank you very much.